What is going, guys? You're front of four here with Xavier, and today we are going to go over the college bowl games upsets in college football this season. Yes, college football has been over for a little week now, but it's time to get into the upsets of the college football bowl games. So all you was going to find 6 upsets in the bowl games. I'm pretty sure there was a lot more. But I think I found the 6 best. Yes, they're in the top 25. And let's hop right into the upsets. And this has been a very interesting season because of this. So we're going to start with Maryland and NC State Wolfpack. This was a very interesting bowl game. Back and forth. It is the Duke's Mayo Bowl. And at halftime, it was 10-9. Well, very close game. It was very close all the way through. But if we look at the stats for both teams, so it looks like it's unavailable at the moment. This game, there we go. Here we go. So we have Maryland. So we have Taylor Tagovailoa. And then that's Tua's brother. He went for 1937, 221, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions, which I think he did decent, but looks like he was pressured a lot, was not having trouble to get the ball off. And Billy Edwards Jr., I'm pretty sure they did like an option play with him. Or some sort of type of trick play. He went 1 for 1 with 45 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The running game struggled as the NC State tried to make it close, and not many big stat line as they threw the ball quite a bit. And let's look at that NC State Wolfpack. Even though they lost, Ben Finley, 22 with 248 for 22 for 48, 269 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. He was also pressured a lot that forced him to throw 2 interceptions. And then lost to Maryland 16-12 in the Duke's Mayo Bowl game. Prior to this game, Maryland was unranked. And prior to this game for the NC State, they were ranked 23rd in the nation. And after this, neither team is ranked after this bowl game. Now, let's look to the next bowl game. Pitt and UCLA. Prior to this, Pittsburgh was unranked. UCLA was ranked 18th. They dropped 3 spots, and Pittsburgh was able to jump into the 22nd spot in the top 25. Let's jump right into this. This was a very close game all throughout. Like back and forth, all game blood. Very interesting. Let's jump into Pittsburgh stats. Nick Patty, 20 for 41, 20-32, touchdown and interception. Looks like he was pressured quite a bit. The running game was very decent for Pittsburgh, and the receiving gain was they spread the ball quite a bit. A couple of players was able to do past the 80-yard mark. And the win over UCLA. Look at that UCLA set. 16 for 24, 271, 2 touches and 3 interceptions. From Donan, Thomason, Robertson. Ethan Grabbers, 6 for 9, 39 yards, and an interception. Neither of these quarterbacks did bad. They put all the minds in this game. The running game. TJ Harden was able to break 100 yards for a touchdown. Keegan Jones with 20 yards to 7 carries. Jordan Thompson Robinson, 6 carries, 15 yards, and a touchdown. So a couple option plays for UCLA, but wasn't enough as they fall to Pittsburgh 37-35. They drop to 3 spots. They were originally 18th in the nation. They dropped 3 spots. Now they're ranked 21st. Pittsburgh was able to get to the 22nd ranking. And we'll see what these teams will be ranking at the beginning of the 2023 college football season. On to the next upset. We have Penn State and Utah. I was with the Rifters for doing this last, but Penn State, Utah. Utah struggled throughout this whole game. Utah made mistakes. They got beat. They got burned on defense. They got too many big plays, and they fall to Penn State 35-21. Prior to this game, Penn State was ranked 11th. They jumped up 4 spots. Now they're ranked 7th. Utah was ranked 8th. They dropped 2 spots. Now they're ranked 10th in the country. As they fall 35-21. Let's just look at Penn State stats. Basically, it was a good first half. It was 14-14. It was 21-14-3, but mistakes happened in the fourth quarter for Utah. They couldn't capitalize. Penn State mistakes. I'm not sure Penn State even had mistakes in this game. But Sean Clifford, 16 for 21, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Played out of his mind at a completion percentage of 76%, which ain't bad in college. Nick Singleton, 7 carries, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Played out of his mind. Played for Katron Allen, 11 carries, 37 yards, and a touch for him. And the receiving game, Condre Smith, Condre LeBert Smith, 3 receptions, 124 yards, and a touchdown. He was in to help make big plays for Penn State as they run over. They throw past Utah 35-21. With Utah, Brewster Barnes struggle as Kevin Raising struggled. They both Raising throw on 100 yards. Barnes was able to throw just a bit over 100 yards as they both throw a touchdown and an interception. As Penn State was able to capitalize on the mistakes. And the running game, only Jaquan Jackson was able to carry 81 yards on 13 carries for the touchdown. And yeah, like Default Bete, sorry if I mispronounced that name. 5 receptions, 100 yards, 20 yards per reception, but wasn't enough. At Utah fall 35-21. Also, Penn State went up in the rankings, and Utah went down the rankings. Now, this is a very interesting game. Tulane and USC. Very interesting fight to the end, but it was Tulane. Green Wave came out with the victory over the USC Trojans. Coming to this game, Tulane was ranked 16th in the country. USC was ranked 10th in the country. They dropped 2 spots, while Tulane dropped 7 spots in the country in the top 25. Now they're ranked 9th. They finished with a 12-2 record at USC, dropped 11-3. Both of the interesting matches showing in the score, and it show in the stats. Tulane, Michael Pratt, 8 was 17, less than 50% of completed passes, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, no exceptions, but the running game went smoothly for Tulane, as USC cannot stop the running game at all. Tajay Spears, 17 carries, 205 yards, 12.1 yards per carry, 4 rushing touchdowns. Dakota Jackson, 87 yards, 1 catch. It was a touchdown, and it's the only reception of the game, as they didn't pass much, but they used the running tactic against USC, and it paid off for them. Now look at the USC sideline. Caleb Williams played out his mind. 37 completions out of 52, which is a completion percentage of 71-72%. So he completed 71-72% of his pass, 5 touchdowns, 462 yards, 1 interception. in the running game, two players was able to pass the 6-yard mark. With one of them only averaged 2.8 yards per carry. Brown was able to do it with 10.2 yards per carry and a rushing touchdown. Now we have Brendan Rice, 100 yards. TJ Washington, sorry if I pronounce your name, 109 yards. Mario Williams, 35 yards. Jackson III, 31 yards. Tyrell Bynum, 26 yards. Keek Brown, 24 yards. Kieran Ware Hudson, sorry if I pronounce your name, but reception, 23 yards and a touchdown. Austin Jones with 20 yards receiving. Kyle Ford, 19 yards. And John Jackson, third with 3. Caleb Williams, -2. Which doesn't make sense, even though he has -2 yards receiving, but no reception. But yeah, very good offense for the USC. The defense played, and Dennis Lynch missed a field goal that could potentially cost the game, which it technically did. But yeah, and then the defense played not the greatest, and well, neither defense played the greatest, but it was the opposite showing. It was a shootout. It was going back and forth all game long between these two teams, as Tulane wins 46-45 over the USC. Another upset in the books, in the bowl game, in the Cotton Bowl game. Now, TCU Michigan. This is a college football playoff game. Now, there was the Fiesta Bowl, which TCU beat Michigan 51-45. Here we go. So it was going back and forth. Both teams made mistakes. One team was able to capitalize on most of them. Another team only was able to capitalize on some of the mistakes. But Max Duggan, 14-29. For 25 yards, 2 touches, 2 interceptions. Made a couple mistakes, but the rushing, I think the running game helped TCU beat Michigan. 150 yards and 17 carries for Imari Demerico, sorry if I pronounced your name, with a touchdown. And Max Duggan did some option plays, option runs with 2 rushing touchdowns, 57 yards, could be a couple QB sneaks, but there we go. The receiving. As you see, it was well spread around. But now the Michigan stats. Well, TCU I don't think they kick and miss any field goals. No. Just go and kick 1 field goal. His long was 33. But now, JJ McCarthy, 20-34, 243 yards, 2 touches, 2 interceptions. Like I said, both quarterbacks, both of them made mistakes. But JJ McCarthy tried his really best to make sure Michigan wins his football game and have them the chance to play for the championship game against Georgia. However, some mistakes there. The running game, they're fine. They passed the ball well around the field. And that was the only flaw for Michigan is I think these 2 interceptions, which I think I don't think they have in the red zone, but it was the early on mistakes. I think both teams got 3+ turnovers for both sides, but as Michigan falls 51-45, they're ranked 2 as they drop 1 spot. At TCU was 3. They went up 1 spot. Now, the last found game is the Gator Bowl between Notre Dame and South Carolina. South Carolina followed Notre Dame 38. Sorry. Another good game. Notre Dame was ranked 21st in the nation. South Carolina was ranked 19th. They dropped 4 spots as they now ranked 23 in the nation. And Notre Dame went up 3 spots. Now they're ranked 18th in the game in the nation. Now, it was going back and forth all game long. Notre Dame made quite a bit of mistakes, especially the quarterback. Tyler Buchner. Sorry if I pronounce your name. Went for 18-33, 274 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions. The running game, neither running back passed 100 rushing yards, but they both surpassed the 85-yard mark. Logan Diggs with 89 rushing yards with a touchdown, and Edric Esme, 95 yards, 14 carries. And then you have the passing game. It went spread around quite a bit. And the defense was able to force a couple mistakes, bomb Notre Dame, bomb South Carolina, and it was enough. Notre Dame made quite a few mistakes, and lucky to this cost of the game. But this quarterback, Spencer Rattler, almost played mistake-free. 29 completions at 46 attempts, 46 yards, 2 touches, and an interception. Kai Gruger, 1 for 1, 23 yards, and Dricken Joyner, 1 for 1, 18 yards. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing their names. They run the ball quite a bit with different players, and they spread around quite a bit as well, as it was not enough, as they forced mistakes but they cannot pull out the win, as they fought to Notre Dame 45-38. And that would do the upsets. Here's the teams got upsets. NC State got upset. UCLA. South Carolina. Even though it was a very close matchup, it was an evenly matched game, but they showed the score, but they fell by 7. Michigan lost in an upset against TCU. USC lost in an upset against Toulon. And Utah lost in an upset against Penn State. So these are the upsets and the bowl games that happened this college football season. What a year has been. There's been a lot of upsets, a lot of close upsets that someone's happened. And congrats to the Georgia Bulldogs for winning the national title this year, back-to-back years. Hats to the Georgia Bulldogs. And yeah, the only way they went into the national title game, the play for it, Ohio State missed a game winning field goal to send the Ohio State Buckeyes to the national title game, which he missed wide left. I think he missed 50 yards to the left, but hats off to Georgia. Hats off to the teams having a great year. Once again, there was a lot of upsets this year. A lot of shocking upsets, and I was surprised quite a bit of them as well. So that will do it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And what do you think was the biggest upset this year in college football? Leave them down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Deuces.